Why, hello there. What is this? A new model? How dare you get rid of jewels? No, I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. Okay, so I am doing a little test recording with this model. Uh, Say hello to the Grice model, which you can purchase over on my Ko-Fi page. There's two versions of her, and there's only one available. So yeah, go check that out. The link will be in the description below. And I've got her backstory and the speed paint of her on my third YouTube channel called Jules Creation. So go check out that. I'll also leave that link down in the description below. But yeah, I'll be reacting to retail stories with the Grice models, and yeah, with both versions I'll be alternating between the two. And yeah, with that being said, why don't we hop into it? Let me just move Grice up a little bit. And while I'm busy setting up, I'm gonna give you guys a little backstory about this. Grice is a puppet model, so little puppet, okay, puppet porcelain model, whatever you want to call it. My inspiration for her I got from the game Love Nikki, the mobile game, and no, this is not a sponsorship. What I'm planning to do is to turn all the Grice outfits into models. Now, this might take a very long time to do. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I just want to move this up. There we go. There we go. So, with that being said, why don't we hop onto get started with the reactions. Okay, so today we're reacting to 5 different retail stories. I've decided that instead of saying it's like out of 10, I'm going to mark the stories out of 5 on difficulty, on how difficult the situation is, and I would still give my input on how I would handle the situation. I am looking forward to how you would handle the situation. I'm not really going to go into the comments, but yeah, we got the story open here. And for the first 3 stories, I'll be using the version 1 of the model. And then for the last 2 story, I'll be using version 2 before Grice got her eyes. The first story we're reacting to is by a Redditor named Thierry Blehex. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I am sorry. And the title of this, as you guys can see, is Out of the Mouths of Babes. I work in a small family-owned shop that sells a variety of hardware and homewares. Today, a family came in with their very small daughter. I'm terrible at guessing ages, but she can't have been older than 6 or so. I'm busy facing up the garden section when I hear her loudly and enthusiastically exclaim, "Fanny!" Oh no. What is the most outlandish thing you ever heard a child say? Or what was the most outlandish thing you said as a child that your parents, sorry, something dropped on the floor and I wanted to see like what fell? The the movement on this is really good. I'm actually very proud of this. Like look at her. Like look how smooth the hair is. I love it. Anyway, whatever the equivalent of a double take is for something you've heard rather than something you've seen, I did it. For context, I live in the UK. Fanny doesn't mean the same thing here that it does in the US. It doesn't mean butts, it means lady butts. I think that's what it means everywhere. I'm not sure about that because here in South Africa it means the exact same thing. Her mum clearly has the same record scratch moment that I did because she asks, "Did you just say Fanny?" "Fanny!" announces the kid again. Oh my word, she seems very excited about it. The whole time they're browsing the shop, I can hear her going, "Fanny, Fanny," and okay, I'm just gonna I don't know. And I'm starting to wonder if I'm mishearing her. Finally, they get to the till and I go to ring them up. As I'm scanning their things, she points to the box of battery operated handheld fans that we have on the counter. Her mom looks relieved to finally understand and tries to give the kid a graceful out. Oh, you mean fans? Fanny, says the kid. Mummy, can I have one? At this point, the woman is obviously trying not to laugh, and the dad looks like he's dying. I'm loving this so much. Oh, I love this. I'm trying to keep my face more isn't that cute rather than out. Okay, I don't know what that word is and I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not even gonna attempt it. They pay and leave very quickly, and my co-worker and I have a good giggle at their expense once they're gone. They do not get their daughter a fanny. I'm very disappointed. You know what I would have done? Okay, this is an easy one situation. This is not even a situation. This is just a funny story, and I love hearing. I love it. I'm here for it. But what I would have done in that situation, let me just close the door because I can hear the TV and I don't know if my mic is picking it up. I don't know if I would have gone to the manager and I'm like, can we please just, give her a fan on the house? I will buy it. I'll pay full price. I don't need staff discounts and I'll give it to her. But can we please? Like, not to go against the parents' wishes or anything like that. It's just that it's so funny and it's so adorable. Like, I, I thought it had something to do with the fan, but the fact that the child was just shouting out for the whole entire store to hear, I would have been absolutely mortified. I would have gone down and be like, sweetie, sweetie, what do you mean, Fanny? Why are we shouting Fanny? Like, I would have tried to find out what was happening. If it was my child, I would have tried to find out after the first time my child shouted that out, and I was like, okay. But yeah, but if I was the staff there, I would have gone to the manager and I would have like, listen, this child is so adorable. She wanted a little handheld fan. Can I please buy it for her? I don't need staff discounts. I will pay full price. Can I just just to be like, and tell the parents, don't worry about it, they're a child. you can tell you can tell the story at their 21st, it will be great. Watching them sink in, they seem like, oh no, please, no, spare me the embarrassment. mm. Sorry, I was taking a sip there and I was leaning back. Okay. So now we have customer tells me I don't know how to do my job. Oh. Oh. Oh, I have issues with that one. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no. No, no. I love the way this hair moves. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted. It is so like boom, boom, boom. Wee, wee. I love the way the hair moves. It's great. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll stop. Guys, go check out the Grice model. It's awesome. Okay. I currently work as a dispense tech at a pretty busy pharmacy, okay? And currently in my second year of bachelor's of pharmacy, I've been working at this pharmacy for over a year now. So it's safe to say I know my way around medicines, especially since it's what I'm studying as well. Fair enough. An elderly lady comes in and asks for someone that knows Mandarin to help her decipher which medications she wants from her scripts, as the lady does not speak a wink of English. So I come over to help her. Note that I do come from a Chinese background and can speak Mandarin, as it is my first language. Okay, so it's his home language, fair. However, I have stayed in Australia for long enough that I am more fluent in English than I am in Mandarin. Ah, gotcha. She hands me 5 scripts. 3 of those I offer to fill, as it seems that 2 scripts are new and she isn't aware the doctor prescribed her new medications. After a lot of back and forth, she decides out of the 2 new ones she wants atorvastatin. Some of the names that these medicines have, I don't know, but she wanted one of the medications. Okay, so I bring the medication box over to her according to the script. She puts it through Google Translate, and written on the box translated into the same word as. Okay, so it translated to a different word. Written on the script, but with slightly different pronunciations in Mandarin. I mean, language barrier. At this point, I'm baffled. I don't know how to explain to her that if you match the letters on the box, it actually corresponds to the same letters as they appear on the script, because it's the same medication. Here's roughly what happened. Lady, you're wrong. What you brought me isn't what's written on the script. Me, confused. Atorvastatin is atorvastatin. Lady, you must be new here. You don't know what you're talking about because you're making mistakes. Can you bring someone else to show me the correct medication? At this point, I pulled a pharmacist aside to confirm the medication right in front of her. Even then, she doesn't believe me. So I just offer her to fill the scripts she's sure of and leave that one for now. Boy, I wish the story ends here, but it doesn't. In Australia, there are basically 2 healthcare cards. One, which is a basic healthcare card, Medicare, that is offered to all Australian citizens, and the other is a concession card that only certain people can apply for, which subsidies majority of the medication costs. While I'm dispensing her script, I notice her waving her Medicare card around in front of me, demanding me to put this through the system so she gets a discount. I explain to her that firstly, I already have her card details, and secondly, the card she is waving around isn't a concession card, and therefore you do not get discounted medications. Okay. I kid you not, before I even get to finish the sentence, she cuts me off and says, "You're wrong, this does get me discounts." I'm baffled at this point and points out that what she's waving is a Medicare card and not a concession card, and asked her if she has a concession card. I can't even make this up. She said back, "This is the only card I own. I don't know what you're asking of me." I'm genuinely fed up at this point, so if she believes the wrong card can offer her a discount, then so be it. A few minutes passes and she gets her medication, and lo and behold, cashier staff rings, and this lady is asking why she doesn't have discounts on her medications. I let them know that she doesn't have a concession card, and just to be safe, to double check with her for the 5th time. I don't recall much of what follows next, and I assume she just walked out after paying the full price. I normally don't let work affect my daily life, but honestly, this experience ruined the rest of my day after that. I chalk it up to language barrier, but I mean, he knew the language, so he could communicate with her. I think it's a misunderstanding. Like, I think she didn't understand, and because this lady didn't understand, she got more frustrated and irritated. And instead of saying, "Hey, I don't understand," because she was running high on emotions, and because she was confused, that's why she acted the way she did. I'm not saying the way she acted was right, but I mean, I think you had to exercise a little bit more patience and a little bit more empathy and a little bit more compassion would have, saved a lot of frustration for both sides. And I think I would have gotten a head pharmacist or a or somebody that's above me, like a leader or whatever, to come and ask me, okay, how do I explain this to her in words that she will understand or in a way that she will understand so she's not frustrated, she's not confused, and that's, um, you know, I don't get frustrated or confused. I think that's how I would have handled this situation. I wouldn't call this, I think I might call this like maybe a 4 or 5 situation. Like it's a very difficult situation because this customer wasn't being unreasonable. I mean, she came here from a different country. I don't know how long she lives in Australia. I don't know if she's visiting family or what. And I'm guessing she only interacts with her people, so with her people from her culture, from her background. That's why her English isn't so well. Or maybe she doesn't have the finances to be taught English. And she is trying her best, but because it's frustrating for her and she doesn't understand, it's difficult for her to, move around in those spaces, especially when she has to go to English doctors or English pharmacists or English places where you need your documents taken care of and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say she was being a Karen. I hate using that word. I wouldn't say she was being difficult. I wouldn't say she was being like this on purpose. I think she just didn't understand. And I think that maybe a little bit more patience, a little bit more empathy, and a little bit more compassion would have gone a lot smoother than getting irritated and fighting with this woman. Especially if they come from a different country, and if they came from a country while they were from a different country while they were in their old age, it's a lot more difficult for them to adjust. Even if they do try and adjust, it's a lot more difficult. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think a little bit of more patience, and I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but that's because I really feel that this is how that situation should have been handled. A little bit more patience, a little bit more empathy, and a little bit more compassion would have been the best way to handle the situation. And because this guy is young, because he is, studying, and I'm guessing he's fresh out of school, um, I don't think he might be intellectual. I'm not saying he's stupid. He's intellectual because if you can study medicine, my word, okay. I just don't, there's a difference between being intellectual and having wisdom. And I don't think he had the wisdom to handle the situation the way it was supposed to be handled. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Even after the first story, let me know. Like, I would love to hear your opinions, how you would have handled this situation, what you would have done, and stuff like that. Guys, please no hate comments, no hate towards these people, no derogatory terms, no. Just sit and actually think about the situation. If you were in this lady's shoes and if you were in this pharmacist's shoes, like, how would you feel? How would you handle the situation? Like, actually sit and think about it before turning into a keyboard warrior. Please just, be respectful. Okay, so the next one is, are you not grossed out? Oh, okay. This one's interesting. Oh, this one's a short one. Okay. I was just starting my shift yesterday. First customer is a young woman. Awesome. I ring up her purchase, among which personal hygiene products. She pays. I say, have a nice day. She replies, you too. Totally normal interaction. Okay. Enters the guy behind her in line. He gestures towards the young lady who's leaving the store. Guy, are you not grossed out? What? Guy, I said, are you not grossed out? Me, I'm not sure I understand. The young lady didn't do anything wrong that I'm aware of. She was polite. Our conversation was pretty unremarkable. Guy, those things, the woman things. Me, huh? You mean the senator? Yeah. Me, what about them? Guy, they're gross. I could never touch that. Oh my word! No! I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad. I think this is the first time I'm getting mad on one of the. Oh, please let me meet this guy and just, I know violence is not the answer. I really want to slap some common sense into this man. Oh, well, sir, as a cashier, I'm supposed to scan every my item, and those were new clean packs. I don't know what guy. Come on. That was disrespectful. She should have chosen a female cashier. Men shouldn't have to touch that. Me. Oh, don't worry, I'm fine with it. I scan his purchases and he has a mega pack of TP rolls. I smile at the irony, but he doesn't seem to get it. People, I swear. Oh. See, I would have gotten emotional and angry like I just did. Like, I would have been like, okay, so when you buy toilet paper or when you buy condoms and stuff like that, am I supposed to go, ew, I shouldn't touch that. It is gross. Because it touches your butt. It touches the most intimate parts of your body when cleaning. When you buy a face cloth, am I supposed to go, ew, I'm not touching that because I know what's gonna. Really? You want to say ew, gross to something that is out of a woman's control? Women don't have control of their periods. It is a natural thing. We don't control it. We don't say, okay, this month I don't want to have my period, and then it doesn't happen. No, it happens regardless if we want it or not. It happens regardless if we want the cramps or not, regardless if we want the headaches or not, regardless if we want the back pain and the breast pains, and it happens. Yes, we get breast pains when we're on our period, okay? We get a lot of different kinds of pains. You get period headaches, you get breast pains, you get back pains, especially on your upper back by your shoulder blades. That's where I get them. You get cramps. And then you feel like shit because your mood changes. Your mood changes and there's no way of controlling it, even though you want to control it and you're like, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm getting irritated. That with the rest of the month you don't get irritated by that one tiny thing, but because you're on your period, that one tiny thing pisses you off. It is not something in our control. We cannot control it. It is not a choice we have made. It is a natural. So mad. I'm so mad. I honestly, in this situation, because I would have gotten so angry at the blatant ignorance and sexism of this man, I would have walked up, walked away. If I was a female and he did that and he said that to me, and I would have gotten my manager and be like, can you please ring him up? Because I can't. He's being derogative, he's being sexist, and if I say something, I can get into trouble and lose my job because you're not supposed to lose your temper at work. You just let the manager know, I am too angry to deal with this customer. If I deal with this customer, I might say or do something that might affect the company, might affect my job. I need to cool down. And it's up to the manager to be like, okay, I'll handle the situation and then come to you and ask you what happened. But I would have stood up and walked away. I wouldn't be able to deal with this customer. I would not. This is not even a 5. This is like I don't even know what this is, okay? This is beyond a 5 because oh, I'm so angry. I'm so mad. I'm not even going to read the comments because I'm just going to get even more mad. Okay. So I think Grice version 1 needs to calm down, and you know what? We're gonna swap models out. So Grice version 2 with no eyes is gonna pop back up. Um, yeah, she might be a little bit more fiery or a little bit more calm. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Hi guys, I am Grice version 2. No wait. Hey, this is Grice version 2 with no eyes. Like, look at that. See, you can see the back of my head. Take a look. If only I had eyes. But anyway, I don't know how I'm gonna read this. I don't know how I'm gonna read this. You know what? I'm gonna need assistance. Oh, Jules, can you read for me behind the scene? Guys, I'm just joking. Okay, but let's get reacting to the last two retail stories. Price bandits and rogue prices. Many moons ago, when I worked in retail in high school. Oh, we going back in time. Ah, I like this. I like where this is going. Okay, many moons ago, when I worked in retail in high school, one of the employees liked to put crazy random prices on items to see how long it would take for someone to notice. That would drive me insane. When I worked in retail, when it came to books and stuff like that, I was meticulous. I think I might have been over meticulous because I made sure that every ISBN number, if you don't know what an ISBN number is, it is the number at the back of the book at the bottom corner, that 978 whatever, and it stands for International Standard Book Number. That is the code you scan or the code you type out if you are looking for a specific book. So when we ordered books from the bookstore, okay, and we had to search, like let's say somebody comes in, they're searching for a certain book, we look up the title, we look up the author or whatever, and sometimes they only remember the author's name, and we had to look for that. And some book titles had the same book titles, so we had to go through the different book titles to get what the customer was looking for. And then we would be like, okay, cool. And some of our customers knew what an ISBN is. Like, here's the ISBN, can you get this book? Which was great. That was like, I love you so much. Then we could just go into our suppliers thing, and we can type out the ISBN on our suppliers thing and be like, if do they have in stock? If not, we would let the customers know, okay, they don't have in stock. Can you please give me your details? We'll contact you once we hear back from our suppliers. And sometimes they'll be like, oh no, the book's out of print, or oh, it's out of stock, it will take so long to get it. So if we couldn't get from our suppliers, then we would be like, okay, let's see which of our other stores has the book, and we would contact those stores and ask them, okay, can we get this book? Is this book available? And stuff like that. So when putting labels on stuff, I always check the numbers to see if the number matched the item. And I would double, triple check to make sure that I did not make a mistake, because we had customers that would take labels off one book. So if they wanted a book that was really expensive, they would take the price off of that book, put it on a book that was cheaper, and take the label off that book that was cheaper and put it on the expensive book. And they would be like, oh, but the labels, and you could see that the label has been removed, but you couldn't prove it because, you know. But with one customer, we were able to prove it, and she was banned from our stores. So, because she did that every single time, it became a pattern, and they were like, something's not right. Because we would check the books that she would buy, and we would check the prices of the books, and we would like, look, okay, we made sure that. So when I see something like this, and I'm just like, that is not funny. That is not funny. That would have driven me insane. I would have gotten so mad on items to see how long it would take for someone to notice. Like I would be so peeved, especially if I double and triple check. after labeling things and I'll go back and it's the wrong price. I'm like, who? Wait, let me fix my hair. There we go. No, now I need to lean the other way. And we lean. And we lean. And we lean. And we go. Okay, that hair is not being fixed. Like, that hair wants to stay over my shoulder. That's fine. Okay. First, you have to understand that this was a long time ago. No barcodes and scanning registers. We had old-fashioned registers. Oh, okay. You had to manually enter the price of each item list on the little adhesive price sticker that was put in the item with a pricing gun. That would have even pissed me off even more. That would have pissed me off even more. Okay. And first you have to, okay, you would be concentrating on entering the prices and you wouldn't always notice right away that the price didn't match the item. You were lucky you caught the mistake before the customer. I eventually became a victim of the price bandit. It was a can of Colgate shaving cream. He put price tags on all the cans for $16 and some change. The lady I was ringing up about had a heart attack. Oh no, and I felt like an idiot for not realizing it was wrong as I entered the price. I'm still surprised they never fired the guy for doing this. Oh, your ass would have been fired. If that was my store, I would have been like, get out. Oh, I would have been so. Somebody would have. But you see, situations were different back then. So I cannot talk about situations back then because times were different, the culture was different, everything was different. So I cannot really. This would have been a difficult. This one's a difficult one for me. If you can share this with your parents or your grandparents or your great grandparents or whatever, that worked in retail or whatever, ask them what they would have done in this situation, how they would have handled the situation and stuff like that. And let me know down in the comments. I wouldn't know what to rate this because, again, like I said, times were different back then. Prices were different, the culture was different, people were different than what they are today. I mean, so yeah, that would be a very interesting read. Let me know. Let me know. I'm actually hearing about some old timers' story on how they would have handled this situation. This is interesting. Ooh, I like this. I like this. Okay, last story for the day. The $50 box of donuts. So it's been a while since I left retail, but when I was there, we had a random glitches in the self-checkout machines. The biggest one of which involved bakery foods. For some reason, for about a week, all bakery items rang up at 10 times the listed price. Fortunately, we caught on pretty early that this was happening, but it was a disaster. A man with a small basket of stuff was staring at the screen in confusion at the total. Turns out the machine had charged him $50 for a dozen donuts. Yeah, that seems a bit pricey. To make matters worse, there wasn't a simple way to select dozen donuts and just input that. We had to either code it as a no barcode item, code the code department's description and cost took forever. Or we could price override it, but since we could be giving a $45 discount to make it right, that required a manager for both the item and the final pay. All this for a box of donuts. I honestly thought we were going to get screamed at the week because it happened all the time. It was even worse when the barcodes for round steak rang up as filet mignon. Yeah, that is HR department stuff. That is like beyond level 5 for me. I would be like, listen, something ain't right here. The prices aren't right. It's not us, it's the machines. we need to phone HR or like get management involved. Like, listen, you need to fix this because this is a problem. It's causing a lot of issues and we are losing customers because of this. It doesn't help you blame us. There's nothing we can do about it because this is management departments and HR departments and maybe even head office department to fix. Like something's not right here. Either the system needs to be changed or updated or something because I don't know. I would have been like, something ain't right. Something ain't right. I'm wondering if the problem was fixed. It's good that they caught on pretty quick that this was happening. See, this is why I don't like self checkouts. I know I come from an era where technology started and this and that and whatever. And I use technology more than I like. I mean, who doesn't and stuff like that. But I still prefer like when you're checking out, you check out with the person because I don't like these self checkout things. Like, I mean, there is who do you talk to? Who do you talk to when something goes wrong? And if you do bother somebody, then they get irritated. I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like the self checkout thing. No, 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 no. I'm good. I'm good. The only time I like a self checkout thing is when I'm buying online. But if I physically go to the shop, I'm physically at the shop, so there physically has to be somebody behind a counter to ring up the stuff for me because the self checkout stuff, no, no. I don't go to the shops to deal with the machine. I go to the shops for some human interaction. Okay, when I've been inside too long and I need to go out and stuff like that, it's because I want some human interaction. I want to be like, hey, how you doing? You doing good? Oh, that's good to hear. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much. And then walk out. Even that little bit of human connection is enough, you know? Because you don't just go to one shop when you go out, you go to different stores. Sometimes you strike up a conversation with the employees. I do not want to have that kind of interaction with a machine. No. I don't know, that's just my opinion. Guys, that is the last story. I would love to hear your opinion on these stories. Some of these were very okay. Um, I don't know how I would have handled that situation. Some of them I was able to be like, yeah, that's how I would have handled the situation. But yeah, I would love to hear from you. And also, guys, what do you think of the Grice models? What do you think of the Grice models? Hello, hello. Again, I'll leave the links in the description below to for my Ko-fi to purchase the Grice models, and the link to the playlist of the Grice models. The first two episodes is out with the first and second parts of the background story. Until next time, I'm gonna say bye, my cufflinks.